This is Smith and Wesson M&P 22 Winchester Magnum pistol. Review Part 3. Micro red dot attached. Let's hit the range! Alright, here we are, beautiful banner range. The weather is tolerable right now, but it's quickly going to get crappy. We're going to be in the high 90s to low hundreds for the next week or so. So I'm out here first thing, hoping to beat the heat, kind of like the Lakers did that year in the bubble. And now we're going to try out this Holosun 507K here on our M&P 22 Magnum pistol. These are going to be the first shots through the firearm with it attached. Hopefully it is pretty close to the bullseye. Let me get my sight adjustment tool here, just in case we need to make a sight adjustment, because we probably will. Okay, here we go. I'm only going to do like 10 shot samples today, so keep that in mind. Here we go. Yeah, I need to bring the sight up a little bit. Otherwise, I think it's fairly close. We'll try that. So far, so good. Alright, here we go. Let's do 10 more at the center bullseye. Okay, it's pretty close. We're going to go up another maybe 2. And I need to go to the right. We're going to say 4. Okay, let's try that. I think we only have maybe 5 rounds left in our magazine here. So far, reliability is good. Let's hope that continues to all day. Here we go. Okay, I like it. Let's do 5 more. We're going to do 10 more. I'm going to do 5 at the bottom left bullseye, 5 at the bottom right bullseye. Here we go. Ooh, that's neat. Okay, I think what has maybe happened is I think our screws are a little loose. Now we're a little more to the left than we were, which I'm going to say is probably on me. Not getting enough Loctite probably on there. I'm going to show our first target here. Even though we were mostly assessing the reliability of the firearm with the micro red dot attached, and then trying to get the said micro red dot maybe close to 0 on it. Unspectacular groups, but we put holes on paper, and I would say they tell that when we focus on accuracy with the micro red dot, we're probably going to get some really good groups out of this firearm. Let's move on. We're going to take a brief break from our range trip to discuss the 507K, the Holosun, that is attached to our Smith and Wesson M&P 22 Magnum pistol. Now, in previous videos, we have gone over the numbers on this firearm, so we're not going to do so in today's video to try to save some time, but we will link to those videos in the description. The break we're taking is to do a simple size comparison between another firearm that many viewers of this channel probably have with a 507K attached to it, a SIG P365. In this case, here we see my SIG P365 XL with a 15-round magazine and the 507K attached on top of our M&P 22 Magnum firearm. 22 Magnum M&P is a full-size firearm, but some people might say, well, 9mm bigger batter must be a bigger firearm. Nay, nay. One area where some users of this firearm will be challenged is going to be in the depth of the grip. And they might think, well, why don't Smith and Wesson just make a smaller magazine like SIG and all these other companies have done with their micro compacts? And really, they can't. The length of the 22 Winchester Magnum cartridge limits what they can do as far as length of a magazine, or I should say depth of a magazine and the corresponding grip that magazine would fit into. As you can see here, 22 Magnum, a little bit longer than say 9mm, different size, circumference, diameter, less mass in the projectile, etc. Maybe not as much power in the round for, say, the internet's sake, but 22 Magnum a little longer than 9mm, so you can't get a 9mm depth magazine. Simple, right? Before we get to the long, boring conclusion of our video today, let's head back to the range, and this time let's chronograph some of our 22 Magnum ammo that we have fired through the M&P 22 Winchester Magnum through a proper rifle. In this case, my Henry 22 Winchester Magnum lever action rifle. Let's compare velocity and see. We know there's going to be a velocity drop. Let's see how much that velocity drop is compared to that same ammunition out of a rifle. If you're still watching at this point and you enjoyed the video, think about mashing those like and subscribe buttons. Not only does it help the channel with that algorithm everyone talks about, but more importantly, it helps a good cause. The money we get from Google for the content on this channel is donated to charity. 100% of it. The first check we got from Google wasn't much, a little over $122, but every little bit helps. I picked two charities that are important to the crew: the Children's Hospital of Orange County and the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. Half of that check went to each organization, plus a little extra to cover all the fees. Good times. When we say thanks for watching, we really do appreciate it. Your viewership helps us do something positive with firearms related content. Thanks for watching. Here we are at the velocity comparison part of today's video. Now, one thing, we'll say the sight is pretty close on the M&P at 10 yards. We're at 25 yards now, so we can shoot a rifle. We're actually shooting my very first firearm that I ever got. This is my Henry 22 Winchester Magnum rifle. It's probably going on 30 years old now. I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of rounds I have through it over the years. It's in actually great condition, which doesn't, you know, surprise me because Henry makes fine products. But when you factor that, I don't think I've ever done more than put a bore snake through it and shoot it down with REM oil. This thing has been flawless for decades now. And I just added this scope to it. So the real question is going to be, is our scope close? Because I'm tired now, as I get older, of getting my butt kicked in the family 22 Magnum shooting contests. So I added this Weaver 4 to 16 power, heck yeah brother, scope that has a plethora of adjustment options. Let's hope that doesn't cause problems. Oh, that's nice, I like it. Let's go up to like, got it, 8 power. Okay. Okay, let me first also set our Doppler into rifle mode while I'm thinking about it. No. Rifle. Series 18. Okay, here we go. All right. Fingers crossed that we're on target. This is Hornady VMAX. 10 shots through our Henry rifle. We're pretty good actually. 2286. Okay, we're a smidge low left, but that's not bad. 2274. 2218. 2266. I think we put 3 shots in the same hole. 2281. 2303. 2250. 2279. 2275. I think this is our last shot. 2229. Our scope is a little low, a little to the right. But the grouping out there, fantastic. Okay. Let's do our M&P now. And what I'll probably do here is aim okay, so let's crunch the numbers real quick. How do I get back to the numbers? Okay, average velocity 2,266 feet per second. Highest velocity 2,303 feet per second. Lowest velocity 2,218 feet per second. Between the highest and lowest is 85 feet per second. Standard deviation 26.3 across a 10 shot sample size. Okay, what I'm going to do now is 10 shots with our M&P. I'm probably going to aim bottom right, bullseye. We may not be on paper. What we're really looking for here is more velocity than hits. Okay, here we go. Hornady VMAX, 10 shots. Okay, air tracking projectile. Let's try again. Okay, air tracking projectile. I wonder if... Let me put it into pistol mode. Okay, let's try again. $1,600. $1,659. $1,549. $1,596. $1,651. $1,579. $1,634. $1,645. Let me load two more so we can get a 10-shot sample on the chronograph here. Okay, so far we've had excellent reliability again today. Awesome. Always like that. Here we go. Two more shots. $1,583. $1,583. Nice. Okay, let's crunch the numbers. Okay, average velocity 1,608 feet per second. Highest velocity 1,659 feet per second. Lowest velocity 1,549 feet per second. Difference between the highest and lowest is 110 feet per second. Standard deviation 36.9. That's our 10-shot sample size. We see an average velocity over 600 feet per second less out of the pistol versus the rifle with the Hornady 30 grain VMAX. Advertised velocity 2,200 feet per second. So out of our Henry rifle, we're pretty much spot on with what they quote on the box. Nice. Taking a quick look at our target, we see the Henry rifle as expected with that overpowered scope. Put a very good group on our target here today. I was actually surprised we put as many hits as we did on paper with our M&P pistol here. I gave it sort of the quick and dirty at 10 yards sight end. Really, I was more concerned with, is it going to work reliably more than how accurate can it be. Now that I know that it works reliably, we're going to focus on accuracy in part 4. Moving on. Now we are going to shoot some Federal Premium with the Spear TNT hollow point 30 grain. Jacketed hollow point here. This has also a advertised velocity 2,200 feet per second on the box. Let's see what we get here with our Henry rifle again. We've got a little over 2,200, what, 2,260? or 2230 with our varmint, or B-Max, 100-day B-Max. Let's see how this Spear TNT does. I'm going to shoot again at the center bullseye. .2341. .2254. 2387. 2301. I'm going to shoot at the top left-hand bullseye. .2339. You still got to go up a little bit, I think. .2306. Maxed out actually on how I think we're maxed out. Here we go. That's better. Okay, 2284. Could not track the projectile. .2322. See if I can get it closer on that right a little bit. Could not track the projectile. We gotta load a couple more. Good thing I have some extras in the box. I'm going to put 3 in, just in case. There we go, okay. Here we go. $22.95. Are you out of your mind? Could not track the projectile. Alright, here we go. My scope was coming into contact with my hammer there, slowing me down a little bit. $23.55. Good thing we put the extra one in. Okay. Average velocity 2319 or 2,319 feet per second. Highest velocity 2,387 feet per second. Lowest velocity 2,254 feet per second. Difference between the highest and lowest velocity is 133 feet per second. Standard deviation 39.6 across our 10-shot sample size. Alright, let's see if we got enough time hopefully we do, before the range goes cold, to do 10 shots. We'll do the bottom left target again. Or no, we'll do the bottom, yeah, we'll do the bottom left target. We did the bottom right last time, we'll do the bottom left this time. Here we go.
Ceasefire. Shooters unload all firearms and lock all actions open. Place firearms on the bench, muzzle pointed downrange, and step out of your booth.
We did not have enough time. Let's get back to doing our, we have one shot and then the range went cold on us. Let's do our last 9 with the Federal Premium Spear TNT jacketed hollow point 30 grain Winchester Magnum ammunition. Here we go, bottom left. We mostly care about velocity. $16.19. $15.80. $15.28. $16.11. $15.98. $16.01. This is like Price is Right. $15.77. $1. Could not track projectile. Alright, we gotta, I think we do have a couple more in case we need it. $16.19, we gotta load one more. We might as well load 2 more. Last 2 that we have for this box. Here we go. $15.92 bonus round. $15.42. All right, let's crunch the numbers. Average velocity 1585. Highest velocity 1,619 feet per second. Lowest velocity 1,528 feet per second. Difference between the highest and lowest velocity is 91 feet per second. Our standard of deviation is 29.8. We happen to do 11 shots that sample. Okay, target may die on us here during this set, but I feel like we don't really need to see the hits on paper as much as the velocity. Okay, we're trying a third ammo now. I happen to have a third one with me. This is the Winchester brand, Winchester Super X 22 Magnum, Winchester Magnum, 40 grain, full metal jacket. Velocity on the box 1910 feet per second. Let's see how we do. We're gonna do the top right. 1940. 1961. A little bit right. Oh, we gotta load that back in. That was a live one. 1984. 1910. 1920. 1989. 1900. 1954. 1958. Let's get that one last one. I don't know if this will work. It did. Okay, here we go. 1940. Okay, I'm going to load it in real quick for our Smith and Wesson. And we'll switch over the Doppler chronograph. Okay. Let's crunch the numbers real quick. Average velocity 1,946 feet per second. Highest velocity 1,989 feet per second. Lowest velocity 1,900 feet per second. Difference between the highest and lowest velocity is 89 feet per second. Standard deviation 29.4. Across our 10-shot sample. Okay, we're just going to aim at the center of the bullseye. Center bullseye for this next set. Alright, here we go. 10 shots. This is Smith and Wesson M&P 22 Magnum. Using the Winchester brand. Winchester Super X 40 grain full metal jacket 22 Magnum ammo. Here we go. Center bullseye. Air tracking projectile. That's probably on me. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. $13.29. $13.26. $13.40. $13.90. $13.77. $13.56. $13.15. $13.48. $14.07. Let's do one more to get 10. Might even load two more just in case. Let's load two more just in case. Here we go. $13.75. $13.32. Let's crunch the numbers. Average velocity 1,354 feet per second. Highest velocity 1,407 feet per second. Lowest velocity 1,315 feet per second. Difference between the highest and lowest velocity is 90 feet per second. Standard deviation 28.6 and another 11-shot sample size. We have reached the conclusion to another video. While we could spend many months waxing on and off about how great our Henry rifle is, with this video being focused mainly on the Smith and Wesson M&P 22 Winchester Magnum firearm, we're mostly going to keep our comments confined to that arena. One of the major questions we had going into this video was, how would the addition of a micro red dot sight like the Holosun 507K affect the reliability of the Smith and Wesson M&P 22 Winchester Magnum pistol, if it did at all. Combined on and off camera, we fired a little more than 200 rounds through the Smith and Wesson again today, and just like in our previous video, 0 failures. As the added bonus, that was with the Holosun 507K attached this time. We did see 2 failures in our very first video, though as I mentioned, I think that's more how I loaded the magazine, not so much firearm related. Moving on. Of minor note, in part of this video, you'll hear me talk about the mounting screws coming loose. That's on me. I tried to get by using the barest minimum amount of Loctite possible, and ended up putting that dab a little too high and completely missing the threads that go into the firearm. Oops. Again, that's on me. Now that we've had an extremely positive experience with the micro red dot attached, that has been properly mounted and fixed. Speaking of screws, we did have other trouble here. Again, mostly user related. The 507K on this firearm is one that we have had for a couple years now and have used on other firearms. I was unaware that the screws included in the box did not include a set that worked with Smith and Wesson. And between some attempts to buy some locally from, say, gun parts boxes at my stores and ordering online, it took me a few tries to get the correct set of screws for the job here, which added delay to this video, unfortunately. I did not go through Holosun, but I've since been told Holosun may send out the appropriate screws if you call and ask them about it. Don't quote me on that, your mileage may vary. Now let's take a moment to talk about the results. As far as velocity goes, on average, across all ammunition that we have tested so far, we see approximately 600 feet per second difference with a less velocity from the M&P 22 Winchester Magnum compared to what is printed on the box. That is quite a bit less velocity compared to 22 Winchester Magnum out of a rifle. That is quite a bit less velocity compared to what is printed on the box. And as we saw today, with a rifle, we do get velocity fairly consistent with what is printed on the box, again of the ammo we tried here today. With how 22 Winchester Magnum typically has a similar projectile weight compared to 22 long rifle, and 22 long rifle out of a rifle having less velocity compared to what we fired here today out of our pistol, I'll let you be the judge of the impact of that. As far as accuracy, while I don't think the groups we shot today with the Holosun attached were that good, or good at all, accuracy was not the primary focus of this video. We were trying to mostly gauge reliability. Now that we know the reliability appears unaffected and have the screws properly Loctited, better assessing the accuracy potential will be the focus of our next video featuring this firearm. In our first video on this firearm, I speculated Smith and Wesson intended consumers to have a micro red dot attached to this firearm. After today's experience, I stand by that. While I didn't shoot very good groups today, the potential was obvious for this firearm to shoot some extremely good ones tomorrow. Another point mentioned in our first video was the idea that this is mostly a range or competition firearm. I continue to stand by that. While it is very light, especially for a firearm with a 30+1 capacity, it is easy to shoot, accurate, and reliable, especially for a rimfire firearm. It is on the largish and awkwardish size. Some people, crew included, think it is a great truck-type gun. I think it is one that can be quick at hand and great for those days where you randomly want to do some plinking on the farm. But as far as the first thing I think of when it comes to meeting my needs, when I want to make a quick trek to the taco stand, could I conceal carry it? Sure. But can I do it as easily as insert option here? Nay, nay. As a result, I think this one will always be in the range or competition basket for me. But there's nothing wrong with that. I'm certainly looking forward to finding out how well this pistol engages the 100-yard gongs with a precision sight now attached. I hope you're looking forward to finding out just as much as we are. Well, anyway, this video is plenty long enough, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day. Don't forget to like and subscribe so Freddy gets his biscuits.